One day action plan. Ready? On your mark? Get set? Go! So, after reading Lethal Confidence and/or listening to the audiobook, you should be more than amped and ready to jump right into my one-day action plan to increase your current level of confidence, wherever that might be, to my definition of lethal confidence. All right? All right. Hey, are you ready? Come on, let's go. I'd like to introduce to you what I call I.R.P.A. I.R.P.A. Now, to get you started, this simple formula for helping you increase your confidence, I call I.R.P.A. I.R.P.A. Now that you know where confidence comes from and how to get it, going forward, all you have to do is implement the following formula to increase your confidence in any category of your life. Again, enter I.R.P.A. 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 Now, what's that stand for? Well, real simply, it stands for I, identify, R, research, P, plan, and A, action. Identify, research, plan, and then action. I.R.P.A. I.R.P.A. Well, let's get into this real quickly, and there's not much to it actually. I mean, I.R.P.A. is very simple. And when you think of confidence, lethal confidence, I want you to remember this formula. I.R.P.A. 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 And it was so funny when I came up with this. Just like on the spot, I'm like, I need to come up with an acronym that people can remember that will help them achieve lethal confidence quickly and, like I said, in any category of their life. And it just hit me, I.R.P.A. Because you want to create something that's memorable and easy to remember. Well, I.R.P.A. I.R.P.A. Let's get into it right now. I identify who, what, where in your life do you suffer that's causing you to have a lack of confidence. Identify who's causing you some BS, what is causing you to have a lack of confidence, where in your life do you suffer that's causing you to have a lack of confidence. You are free to include multiple sources to varying degrees that cause you to have this lack of confidence, such as friends, family, relationships, lack of social skills, lack of education, little to no training or anything, causing you to experience low-paying jobs or whatever. What in your life, identify this area or areas, what in your life is causing you to experience a lack of confidence? We want to write that down, okay? Identify. Number 2, research. We want to research what can be done about fixing each situation which you identified earlier to help eliminate anything that's causing you to have a lack of confidence. So we want to research what can be done about fixing each situation which you identified to help eliminate the reason why you have a lack of confidence in this area. For example, let's say you have a lack of confidence because maybe you're overweight. Well, let's research the best ways to lose weight for you. Is it diet? We need to research what's going on with our meal planning. How about exercise? Let's research the best way to go about working out. Is it work out at home? Is it work out at a gym? Maybe a combination? Let's create I'm actually tipping into the next one. P, plan. Plan what you'll do now that you've identified the root causes of your lack of confidence and what can be done about eliminating your current level of confidence to become one day soon lethal confidence. So we identified, let's say in this example, we identified that we are overweight and we need to lose weight. Next, we're going to research what can be done about losing the weight. Do we need to go into the refrigerator? Do we have to do an audit of what kind of bad foods and drinks are in the fridge? How about the pantry? Let's research what we have here in the house. We got to get rid of everything that's causing us to keep the weight on. All those hidden candy bars and all that other stuff, got to get rid of it. So we're going to research what's causing this. Are there some things why I'm overeating? What's going on? Research it. And then plan. Make a plan. Write it down. What am I going to do about this? I've got the research. I've identified the problem. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, this, this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And on Monday through Friday, I'm going to do this. On the weekends, I'm going to do this. That's the planning part. And then lastly, A, action. Now we act on your plan. We just follow it to the letter. Naturally, make room for frequent assessments and adjustments and any necessary changes needed along the way so you eventually reach the ultimate finish line of lethal confidence. So imagine that. Let's say we identified one area that we could work on, and that's our weight. We're going to research what's the best way for us to go about losing weight. We're going to create a plan to go about implementing the research we found, and then we're going to act. We're going to act every single day, create some kind of action. We're going to implement that plan. And then one day soon, let's say within a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, you're starting to see progress. How's your confidence at that point? Do you think it's on the rise? I know it would be for me. Just look in the mirror. You're like, oh, I don't want to look in the mirror. But then a week later or 2 weeks later, 3, 4 weeks later of eating right, working out, getting good sleep, before you know it, you're looking pretty good. And you're like, wow, my confidence is, it's growing. I think I almost have lethal confidence. Whew. So how do you like I.R.P.A? Doesn't that make sense? I.R.P.A, I.R.P.A. Identify, research, plan, action. I.R.P.A. Identify, research, plan, and action. That's it. You apply that to any area of your life where you think it is affecting your confidence, and el bamo, you are on the fast track now to lethal confidence. Now, I also have something called the Lethal Confidence Self-Assessment Intake Action Form. And here's a tip here. I'm going to read through this form, which is also available in the book. And I want you to copy it to your computer or your phone or tablet so you can work on it more extensively, okay? And personally, I just create a Google Doc with what's about to be shared with you so that you can type lavish notes, add links, add images, and then create your plan to rock, okay? Make sense? All right, good. So referring back to I.R.P.A, number 1, identify. Referring to the Wheel of Life on page 85, identify those key areas that are lacking in your life that may also be contributing to your lack of confidence. For example, friends. Who specifically is bringing you down, not in your corner, always negative, etc. Where love and romance is concerned, you might talk about being single for a long time or finding it hard to meet others, or you're in a relationship and the love and romance just ain't there. We gotta spruce that up some. Under health, for example, you might talk about how you want to lose weight or get in shape or just kind of eat better. Then, if some areas are okay by your standards, and if you've got them under control, feel free to kind of leave them alone for now. Just focus on the ones where you need the most help, even if it's just one area at a time or all of them. So here are those 10 categories real quick for you. And again, this is in the book, but I'll just give it to you right now. Personal growth, love and romance, your health, family, who specifically, identify, friends, who specifically is causing you some BS, career, job, business, how's that going for you? Religion, spirituality, how are we doing there? Environment, how is your environment? Good, bad, ugly? Money and finances, how's that going along? Are we learning more financial literacy, learning about investments, how to make money with our money? And then lastly, fun, hobbies, and recreation. Are we having any fun? All work and no play? That ain't good. So number 2 of the I.R.P.A formula, research. Now, what do you think should be done or can be done or what's even possible when it comes to eliminating certain things, people, habits from your life, limiting your exposure to fill in the blank, adding to your current knowledge of by learning fill in the blank, that you think will help you overcome certain people's negativity towards you, any life hurdles, interference, obstacles, and/or roadblocks on your journey to becoming a better, more productive, happier you with higher levels of confidence. If it were me, I would perform stints of research based on what you wrote in this area of 1, identify. I would make these notes per topic. That would include names, dates, websites, times, cost, titles, descriptions, etc. And again, this is in a Google Doc, so you can really elaborate nicely. I would want to add details, steps, what to do's, where to go's, and other ideas tossed into the mix. That's just me, okay? Now, it's from this accumulated research that we're going to write out a formal plan of action to act on. And by the way, this formula, these steps, are exactly what I'd do to do just that. Overcome, get around, get over, eliminate whatever's needed that's blocking my progress in my life in order for me to achieve that which I want to achieve. So if it works for me, I know it should work for you. Try it. Number 3, plan. Now that you've got your research amassed, let's say in a Google Doc, after having identified key areas of your life that need working on to help you increase your confidence, it's time to pull all that research you've accumulated into a plan of action. To do that, take those notes you identified in number 1, identify, and the research notes and findings that you found in part 2, research, and do this. Prioritize them. What areas do you want to work on first? Which areas are most pressing? Which areas, if worked on, will bring you the most relief, help, or freedom so you can focus on going after lethal confidence? Knowing what to work on first, second, third, helps you make progress fast. Also, fill in what steps to take per item. So really detail this out. Per item that you just prioritized, what will you do first, second, third? Again, per item that you want to work on. Provide small, medium, and large actionable steps, website links where needed, any costs, how you'll do XYZ, etc. Detailing these steps out like this helps feed the mind with exact details. So when you do take action in real life on your plan, there's no guessing, hesitation, or doubt as to what you're supposed to do. What's more, you won't waste a second working on your plan. It's all written down. All you have to do is follow the plan, which you can do with the highest level of precision and focus, which all leads to lethal confidence. Then, after a good night's rest, having reviewed your plan multiple times, within 1 day, that's right, within 1 day, take non-stop action. Number 4, act, assess, audit, and adjust. That is, now that you've got your research amassed, after having identified key areas of your life that need working on, and you've got your plan to guide you every step of the way to victory. All you have to do now is act. That's it. Let no moss grow under your feet. Do not let time pass before acting on what you've planned to do. Do not hesitate. At breakneck speed, go after lethal confidence. Then, as you act on your plan, observe, adjust, improvise, overcome, and adapt to any new situations or circumstances which you may encounter along your way to achieving lethal confidence. For example, you might start observing how your actions are starting to rock certain boats, upset certain people, turn some folks off and away from you. This is to be expected in some instances, but worry not. Eyes forward, eyes on the prize, tunnel vision. On the other hand, you might find people gravitating towards you with this new renowned focus and blazing energy to go after what you want like never before. No matter, go for becoming the best you can become. With time, you'll start learning things on your own and from quiet observation. For example, you might start telling others less and less of your plans and to keep them to yourself. Or you might tell them what you want them to know and keep the rest to yourself. You might also start seeing things work out in your favor because you're now adhering to my 1/3 rule of life, which I talk about in BS the book, but it goes something like this. My 1/3 rule for life, living, and surviving it. 1/3 action, 1/3 reaction, and 1/3 fate. Let's get into that right now in the next audio, because your confidence is going to now be truly linked to this 1/3 rule of life that I talk about. Action, reaction, and fate. Check it out in the next audio coming up right now. But real quick, just to recap about I.R.P.A. Isn't that cool? I.R.P.A, I.R.P.A. Identify, research, plan, and action. You apply that to any area of your life where you're feeling a little deficient in the area, like, oh, I could use some work in this area, or I wish I could boost this, or I wish I could improve this or increase that, or oh, I wish I could stop that. Identify those areas. Research the best way to go about doing that which needs to be done. Create a plan to implement those strategies. And then in one day, after a good night's rest, act on it. That's all you got to do to achieve lethal confidence in almost anything you want to do. Now, let's get into my 1/3 rule of life, living it and surviving it, coming up right now. You're doing great.